the Kano guide, the Kano 10-minute guide. I got too much music going on. Let me turn off some of this music. Shut the fuck up, Mortal Kombat. I'm trying to talk to the people. All right, Kano guide. Kano is not a... He's a weird character. All right, he's very, very strange. I consider Kano to kind of be the most simplest complicated character in the game, or the most complicated simple character in the game. Like, he's not... What he wants to do is not, like, hard. It's, like, really simple. But then when you actually try to do it, you're like, holy shit, like, they're not letting me, right? And that's kind of the whole thing with Kano is like, oh, fuck, they won't let me do this thing I want to do. How do I make it to where they have to let me? And that's kind of Kano in a nutshell. Is like, I have stupid shit and you'll die, but like you're not gonna let me do stupid shit. And your whole goal in the match is to figure out how to do that. So like, why would you play Kano? You like to break the rules. Kano's the kind of character. NetherRealm has said several times that like Kano is a character designed to break the rules. Now a lot of that shit is like really high level technical minutia that a lot of you beginners wouldn't understand, like, oh, this move is minus such, but it has no blocks done, so you have to punish at this time, blah, blah, blah. Like, a lot of his break the rules is weird technical shit that you guys probably don't understand, but that's kind of the theme with Kano, is he does a lot of shit that, like, you would think shouldn't be legal. But it makes sense, because Kano's like a robot pirate, cyborg, fucking drug dealer, right? And of course he breaks the rules. As far as his character archetype, Kano is gimmicks personified. If you love gimmicks, if you just love to do some silly, ornery shit to like harass, annoy, and patronize your opponent, that's Kano. Like, he's got mix-ups, he's got tick throws, he's got 50-50s, like true 50-50s. He has unbreakable, unblockable damage. He could delete 75% of your life bar in 4 seconds. Like, it's just ridiculous. It gets really fucking stupid. I'm going to go over the basics of Kano and show you a little bit of what he does. This might end up being kind of a long video. It might be a little bit more than 10 minutes, but like there's a lot of juice with this character, and it sounds easy at the start, but it's not. All right? So, before we go into it, the best build, we had some dispute about what was going to be the best build for beginners. We've kind of settled on this build, right? It's man-handled, lumbar check, and chemical burn. I wanted to throw the magnet in there, but cooler heads prevailed, and the community told me that this is probably better off for beginners. So what you're getting with well, first of all, you're getting lumbar check, which is his command grab. Very, very important. Very, very, like, this is like the move of moves for Kano. Like, if you don't have the command grab, he just kind of struggles. Because, right, so there's the command grab, you can amplify it, gets extra damage. If you catch him rolling, he can get a crushing blow off of it. But what's important about the command grab that sets up his whole game plan are the ticks. Kano has a lot of ticks. First tick is going to be, come on, man, down 4. Oh, come on, let me, right, not down 4, down 3. Down 3 is going to be the first tick, right? And the reason why down 3 is such an important tick is because down 3 has the longest range of all the moves that tick. So anytime you think that they're like this far away, like far enough away to where down 3 is going to hit, because down 3, it's got shitty range, right? But it's still got good range for being a low poke, and it's a low. So it will tick. You want to use that. Obviously, down 1 ticks. Everybody that can tick off of down 1. The other ones, Kano can tick off of, I believe, standing 1? No, 1-1. 1-1 I know, right? So 1-1, and then that creates a 50-50, right? 1-1 into tick or 1-1 into 2. There are gaps. There are ways you can option select that. There's enough of a gap that you can option select it and fish for a punish on that if he's going for the tick. But it's one of the ways that he can do it. Also, Kano has this string that he can tick off of, which is standing 2-4. It's a high into a low, so they've got to block low to not eat the second hit, which you can then convert into a full combo. Those are the ticks that are very, very important. You really, really want to just kind of throw out this grab there. That's what enforces Kano's like stupid gimmicks, is that he can get away with a lot of dumb shit because you're constantly trying to not block to not get grabbed. But if you're not blocking, that's when Kano starts doing dumb shit, and you're just like, this shit is dumb. Like, he starts mashing, right? Like, if you're not blocking, he'll just mash, right? And he'll do that shit, and you're just like, what the fuck, right? Because you weren't blocking. And then once you start blocking, there come the tick grabs. The other important move off of this is going to be the acid, right? This move, again, like, it doesn't matter what you put in the last slot, but for the most part with Kano, you have to have lumbar check and chemical burn. That's kind of been the optimal build. The tick grab, the command grab is so good, and the ticks are so plentiful. And then chemical burn, if you look at it, it's a 12-frame mid. That's -16, relatively unsafe, but with the pushback at max range, it's kind of hard to punish. Like Sub-Zero can, I think Liu Kang can, but you have to make a read that it's coming out and input your punish immediately. This is why that Kanos get away with this thing for free, because it's kind of hard to punish, and it's not easy to react to. But what this move does is he steps back, he hits you with a 12-frame mid. If it hits, it puts a dot on him. The dot is negligible. That's not the real point. The real point is that you just want to throw this out there to stop them from pushing buttons, right? So oftentimes you'll see Kanos do that, right? Or they'll do that, or they'll do this, right? It's just a way to say, I'm going to go in and touch you, and then, like, I'm going to back off and hit you with a dot, right? The other important thing about that is this is actually 2 moves. So if you get the slime, right, and you amplify it, if you amplify it, oh, I can't amplify it on block, I don't think. I think that's the thing, is that I can't amplify it on block. So let me turn off the block, right? So we do that, bam, oh. There we go. So if you amplify the slime, he actually throws a lighter out, and it burns them, and it spends the whole dot, right? So if I hit him with the slime, you see the dot is ticking, tick, 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 right? If I do that and I burn it, it just uses all the damage right away. So that's good for getting a good kill. But what's important about this is normally you have to equip an extra move to get the Molotov. But with this, right, if you do it in the corner, hold on, let me not fuck it up, right? Right, if you do it at max range in the corner, you can actually get the Molotov out, right, without having to equip the Molotov, because the lighter turns into the Molotov, giving you the fire there. So you can obviously see, like, Kano shit is pretty dumb. This is one of the reasons why Kano deletes your health in like 75% of your health in like seconds. If you haven't seen this in action, I have a lot of videos of like high-level players, high-level Kano players on my video. So go ahead and check out like Julop or Julapi or Talon. I may have some matches with Dr. Teabag on there as well, but you'll see how very, very quickly that fire just deletes your health bar. And that's the build. That is his custom abilities in a nutshell. He also has, as far as special moves go, he's got the Kano ball and the knives, right? So he's got knives, bam, you can amplify them, and you can allegedly amplify them, right? For the most part, your knives are your zoning tool, but they're also good for frame advantage. So if you look at knives, right? All right, it's plus 14 on hit, and it's plus 7 if you do the amplify. So the idea is you sit there and you go in, you do knives, and then you mix them up. Because you're plus a lot, so they have to eat it, right? You can go there, boom, go in and mix them up with the donkey kick, mix them up with the overhead, go in for the grab. Doesn't matter as long as you hit the knives, right? And if they're, the regular knife is -8 on block, so if they're going to start pressing on your frame trap, right, you just go for the double. It pushes them further back, and you have less frame advantage, but it's like another way to say, no, it's not your turn to press again. It's not your turn. I get to keep on pressing, right? And that's Kano in a nutshell. Is like, he just breaks the rules. You're like, oh, he did a move. It's my turn. No, it's not. Oh, I blocked this projectile. It's my turn. No, I delay it. I throw it out again. And if you have the magnet equipped, it even gets even more bullshit, right? The other move is going to be Kano Ball. This move, you can amplify it. You can also do it in the air. Pretty much it's just a combo ender, right? You just do a string into Kano Ball, get as much damage as possible. But what's important about Kano Ball is this is going to be your go-to punish if you don't know if you can punish, right? If you know a move is negative and punishable, but you don't know if you can punish it because of the spacing or whatever, like Kano Ball comes out in 10 frames, so it's pretty fast. It's a mid. It's death on block, right? But anything that's like more unsafe than 10 frames, just do Kano Ball automatically. And then as you get better at the matchup, learn more optimal punishes. But if you're ever confused about what to do, you can throw out Kano Ball as a punish, and oftentimes it'll work. He also has the air Kano Ball, which is good for whiff punishing. So you'll play the neutral, and then you'll back up, and you just kind of do that, right? You just kind of catch them if they're pressing buttons. He has other good whiff punishes. He can do it off the short hop as well, right? So you can short hop and then do the Kano Ball to catch them. You can also do Vegemite cancels. We don't have Vegemite equipped, but there are other things you can do with Kano Ball. But as a beginner, I want you to get in the habit of just punishing. If you know something is punishable and you don't know what to punish with, just do Kano Ball. Just go right into Kano Ball every time, at least get some damage. Now, as far as most important Kano moves, right, we're going to go in these in rapid fire. Okay, first most important move is 1-1, right? Again, we already covered that it has the tick. It's got the 1-1-2 follow-up. I believe this is flawless blockable. But it's something that you can throw out there in the stagger, right? So you can do 1-1 Kano Ball if they're trying to flawless block 1-1-2, or you can do 1-1 tick throw. There's a lot of things you can do off 1-1. But it is your catch-all-purpose jab string. It's an 8-frame starting string. It's a really, really good auto shimmy. You should just be using 1-1 a lot, all right? Next most important move, a forward 1-2. This is Kano's fastest advancing mid. It's 13 frames, which sounds slow, but when you look at the range it has, like, it's pretty fucking good. He's got forwards, 1-2, right? This is a high. It can be ducked if you make a read. On block, it can jail most of the cast, but there are gaps that you can get mashed out on, so be careful throwing it out. There's a final follow-up, forward 1-2, back 2. This gives you a last hit of an overhead, and that overhead, if you look, is +2 on block. Forward 1 by itself is +1 on block, and so that's where a lot of the frame trapping comes in, right? I can go for that, and now I'm +1 on, obviously I'm frame advantage on hit, but I can go for that, now I'm +1 on block, and you have to, like, kind of hold what my next move is. If you think that you're going to go for an interrupt, right? So I go for that, and you're going to go for the interrupt, or you think I'm going to stagger. If I end it with that overhead, I'm +2 now. They still have to hold it. Now, there are ways to escape the frame traps. Again, like I said, you can do flawless block. You can grab them. There are things that you can do. There are mind games at high level with the plus frames being involved. But that's like basic general Kano game plan, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to mix you up with my frame advantage, maybe go for another mid, or I'll finish the whole string and get you into my frame advantage again, and then maybe go for another mid. Also, this is a really good hit confirm, right? So if you land the hit, you can easily just kind of go into another move because of the animation being so slow. Next most important move, I would say, is back 3. This crushing blow, if you hit him on a counter hit or a punish, he gets a dot, it does a crushing blow, but what is important about this move is it advances, so it's what I like to think of as an auto shimmy, right? It automatically shimmies for you, right? So you're here in the neutral, you're in the range 0, and you're mashing and grabbing. You decide to backdash, you can backdash and go right into that, and he advances forward into it, making it a very good, like, hit and run move. You do back 1 and then go right into it because it moves forward. It's just a very good moving forward mid that gives you a knockdown and a crushing blow if they were pressing buttons. It's not something that you're going to use in your game plan a lot, but Kano, like, in the mid-range, in the neutral, has a hard time finding damage. So what's very important with Kano is to, like, get the damage where you can get it until you get them into position to die, right? But until they are ready to die, I got to get my damage where I can. So you want to look for this crushing blow because it's a very important part of making sure that your damage output is still good while you're working on getting the corner, all right? Next most important move is going to be back 4, the donkey kick. Boom. This move is stupid. First of all, it goes under a lot of shit. You would think it would just be a regular sweep, but it goes under a lot of shit, and it just punishes so much stuff. It's just such a good move. If at any time you have, like, frame advantage and you don't know what to do, or, like, you're in the neutral and you don't know what to do, just do the sweep. Just do it, get the knockdown, and go for it. It's 13 frames startup. It's -5 on block. It's, like, whatever. It gives you a knockdown at +14. Again, Kano, he's like one of the more complicated, simple characters, right? I'm trying to do complicated shit. I don't know if I can do it. Fuck it, I'll go for a sweep, knock him down, and we'll figure something out from there, right? Next most important move is going to be back 2. This move is death on block, but it's like one of your better launchers, right? You can go back 2, keep it unbreakable, right? Back 2, you can do that shit. Oftentimes you do back 2, into forward 2, into tick grab. You got to kind of dash to do it, right? I suck, right? Oh my god. Let me see. There we go. Back 2 into forward 2 into tick grab, simple combo. But what's important about back 2 is if you look at the hitbox, it goes over his head. So this is a really, really good anti-air. Again, back 2, death on block. I think it's like minus 13. Yeah, minus 13. So if you don't space it right and you do it at point blank range and they block, like you will die. But if you do it from out here, it's actually kind of hard to punish. It's not that easy if you space it right. The idea is you want to space it to where it like whiffs. So if they push a button or jump, you're going to advance in and catch them, right? So you're in the neutral and you think they're going to jump. Generally speaking, you would dash forward to jab them or uppercut them to anti-air them at the start of their jump when you make that read. But with Kano, you don't have to do that. You just do back 2 when you think they're going to jump, and then you can get a combo pretty simply, right? It's a very important tool, but be very careful about when you use it because, again, it is death on block. Next most important move is going to be back 1. This is Kano's best close range mid. So it's a 10-frame mid, right? 10 frames, if I'm not mistaken. 10-frame mid, which is always good. It's not a hit confirmable mid, but it allows you to give you a gimmick afterwards, right? So the idea is you do forward 1, right? They blocked it. I'm at plus frame. Now I have a 9-frame mid, and then I can kind of like add a special move after it. You do like back 1 into Kano ball. There's a lot of stuff you can do with that move because he steps back, but the idea is I'm at a point where I'm pretty sure you're going to press buttons. I'm going to do back 1 to escape, get a little bit of damage, maybe a knife throw, and get some frame advantage. The other thing that this is important for is it's its armor break, right? This is his armor break. So if you do a combo, hold on, let me set my easy crushing blows on, okay? And let me set him to breakaway. If you do the breakaway, okay, so we're going to uppercut him, right? And then he breaks away. All right. Uppercut him. And then you want to do the back 1. Let me catch him. I think you have to dash for this one. Yeah, you got to dash him for the down 2. Right? You catch him, and it restands them. You see how it restands them? So it doesn't just armor break, it restands them. So you could do stuff like launch them, restand them, right? Launch them, restand, go into knives, and now you have frame advantage, and you can go for your mix-up. Or a lot of times you'll sit there and do the armor break and then go right into fatal blow because it restands them, but it is still a normal, so you can still special cancel it. That's what's important. If you have snake bite, you can do that and extend your combo again if they break. A lot of things you can do off of this restand. It's really, really dirty, especially if you get it in the corner, right? So you imagine, right, we set it up in the corner, and this is where things get really ugly, right? You do that, and let me not fuck it up, right? You get that. Oh, I'm not a Kano main, but I fight enough of them, right? Boom. Right? You see how that works in the corner? Even scarier. Oh, hold on. Let me do it. Let me do it right. Right. Right? You can go for that. Hold on. Let me not screw it up. But there's a lot you can do here. Boom. And now he's got the slime and the fire. And just watch this tick, right? And then, like, instantly he's at almost 40%. And all I did was a 3-hit combo. And that's just me standing there letting the tick go. Obviously, if the fire is out, I'm going to be pushing buttons and doing stuff, right? Especially like getting the fire back on you or going for the tick throw, that sort of thing. Now you see like how quickly your health bar depletes when Kano gets you in the corner, can get the acid and the fire on you. He's got 2 dots ticking, and he's just chipping you and grabbing you. So back 1, very, very important. Other important move, kind of went on a tangent with back 1. His next most important move is going to be forward 4. With this build, you have the forward 4-3. You can convert it. It's just a simple, easy overhead. There's a crush if they block it late, right? Because oftentimes people will be fuzzy guarding, right? They're going to fuzzy guard, right? Is he going to go low? Is he going to go high? I don't know. I'm going to fuzzy guard. If they block the overhead late, right? They're blocking low. You went for the overhead. They went to fuzzy to catch it high, but they did it a little late. That's when you get the crushing blow off of this string, right? The forward 4-3. They have to block it late. And if the game catches like a standing block input after a certain number of frames of you activating the move, that's kind of the technical aspect of how that works. But very, very important because it's just an overhead. And for some reason, people get hit by it. It's slow as fuck, right? Like you look at forward 4, and you look at like the frame data, and you're like, yo, this shit starts up at 25 frames. I shouldn't be getting hit by this, but you do. And he also gets a decent wall carry. If he continues the string, you see how close he is to the wall there now. Bam, within 2 reads, you're now in the corner, and you're fucked. 2 reads, you're in the corner and you're fucked. Now I can hit down 1 acid into fucking Molotov and you're going to lose 70% of your health in 4 seconds. Like, that's how quickly this goes, and that's why forward 4 is kind of important. Do note that it's really slow, so you'll get jabbed out of that shit. Like, if somebody thinks you're going to overhead and they just start mashing down 1s or standing 1s, you're going to get jabbed out of it. It'll put you in a float state. They can full combo punish you. So be careful about it, but it is an important part of it. The last most important move for Kano is going to be the standing 2 string and all of the follow-ups. So he's got 2-2. Because we have manhandled, he's got 2-2. Grab, he gets a little overhead, right? I believe there's an amplify on it too as well. He gets a little bit of extra damage, 20% for 1 bar, and a side swap that ends in an overhead. There's a lot of mix-ups off of this because the second hit's a mid, right? So a lot of times you have tick throws and things that come off of this, and it's just a good advancing move. So you'll alternate between 2-2, which is just a good all-purpose high mid, and 2-4. 2-4 is the one you're going to be going for the most, right? Because 2-4 has a follow-up in manhandle for the grab. You can break away or catch the anti-breakaway there, right? 2-4 grab, amplify, gives you a side swap and a combo extender, but also 2-4 ticks, right? We covered this before. 2-4 ticks into, eventually, command grab, right? 2-4 ticks into command grabs with a lot of mix-up potential with it. But it's just a really, really good advancing string, right? You think of 2-4, the way I space and use 2-4 is kind of like Noob Saibot's forward 2-2. I want to advance in with a hit confirmable combo option and be safe if I have to be. It does start with a high. You can get mashed on, but if you space it right, like, they're not necessarily going to be mashing pokes at the range where this would be low profile. You want to play it from a little further back, right? Little further back, they can't really mash on it, and he moves forward a lot. Okay, so those are going to be what I think are Kano's most important moves for a beginner. The range you want to play Kano, again, this is something else we were arguing with in the chat. I believe you should play Kano around range 2 or 3, bouncing forth, back and forth. Kano is a hit-and-run character, so he doesn't have an optimal range. His optimal range is never stop running around doing shit, right? You just kind of want to always be moving and doing Kano balls, and he's got a really good wave dash, right? Like, his wave dash is actually really fucking nice. So you just want to kind of be moving, but you want to hang out around here, go in for a hit, right? Do a thing, get a strike throw, all right? And then, look, it puts you right back there. Right back at range 2 and 3. Everything about Kano is designed around, I'm at range 2 or 3. I'm going to get in. I'm going to do a thing, right? And then I'm going to go back to range 2 or 3, and I'm going to do it again. He has a lot of really good tools for advancing into that range, right? You can go sweep. You can go overhead, forward 1, right, 2, 4. A lot of things to go from range 2/3 to range 1. When you get to range 1, have a plan. I'm going to do a thing. It's probably going to be a mix-up. Once I do that mix-up, then I go back to range 2 and 3, and it just recycles until I get you in the corner. Then when I get you in the corner, that's my I win condition. I get the fire out. You're done, right? That's how you play Kano. Hover around here, right? Wait for an opening. Be patient. Find that opening to get in. Oh, that's another important move, but I didn't mention it because it's death on block and people abuse that shit, right? Be careful with forward 3. It's an important move, okay? But forward 3, a lot of Kanos just kind of abuse this. It's like -13 on block. It has no block stun, so it's very, very easy to punish with advancing like a decently spaced or a decently speeded mid. So be careful with the roll, but it does go under projectiles. It has a lot of utility. I just don't want you guys like kind of using it as a crutch to get in. I want you to work on your neutral and fundamentals. Play this mid-range here, all right? Look for an opportunity to get in, and then go in, do your strike throw, do your gimmick, do your mix-up, then go back here and just repeat that over and over. You don't have to repeat it too many times because, again, look what I showed you, right? Boom, boom, that's one read. All right, now I'm here. All right, boom, second read. Boom, now we're in the corner. 2 reads and you're in the corner. All you got to do is hit them twice. So play patient. Look for the gimmicks. Look for the mix-ups. Stay around range 2 or 3. Wait for those 1 or 2 reads to push them into the corner, and now you're set up and you can win the match like really fucking easy. But again, it sounds easier than it is, but it's actually pretty complicated. How do I get 2 or 3 reads to push you into the corner when you're also jumping around and doing shit? That's why I said Kano is like the simplest complicated character, or the most complicated simple character on the planet, because he has all the tools to do what he needs to do, but what he needs to do is not as easy as you think. Either way, that's the 10-minute Kano guide. We're looking at 24 minutes. This is the 24-minute Kano guide. Thank you guys very much. I tried to fit as much information in there as possible. I know it went over time, so I apologize for that. And maybe I'll like put like a fucking Like I'll clickbait the fucking thumbnail or something. But thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys fucking suck at the game still. And if you're not, then, come and join our community out here on Twitch where we put these guides together for you guys to not suck at video games.